I know you probably are, because I was too. I started this journey of stopping, my loser habits quite a while ago. And I started a lot of good habits, quit a lot of my old ones, but something that always stuck around was video games until very recently. I know I've spoken about video games in the past and how terrible they are for you, but I really want to speak specifically to those in the limbo stage like I was, where you know it's wrong. You shouldn't be playing video games. Maybe wrong isn't the right word, but you shouldn't be playing video games. It's a waste of time. Stop wasting your time, right? That's what you think. But you just want to play video games. It's just, video game. It's good for me. All this other crap. Or you just keep putting it off, and the way you kick it, which is what you need to do, you need to kick the video games. The way you do it is quite simple. First, you understand your life is a video game, okay? Now, it sounds very cliche, but it is true. If you understand your life's a video game, then you don't need to escape, because what video games are in reality are an escape from reality. Okay? You're living out some fantasy in a video game. It's a simulation of something you'd rather be doing than living your life. If your life is the video game, then you're already in the simulation. You don't need to get this vice, this escape towards a fake simulation, right? The only time you need to use video games as an escape is when you're in the frame with the mindset that life is not good enough on its own. Life is not interesting enough, this, that, and the third. I need to supplement it with this vice. That's only if you don't think about life properly. If you think about life properly, you don't need video games. Completely unnecessary. Next, get busy. Okay, you need to get busy and actually start doing things, because when I started quitting video games, I realized how much time I actually had. When you really flesh out your schedule and actually start doing things that are important, right? You're gonna get to the end of the day when you've done all your important things, and you're gonna be like, well, it's time to go to bed. And you've completely forgotten about video games. If you have done a day properly and actually got things done, you're gonna get to the end of it and you're gonna want to go to bed. You're not even gonna have time to play video games. You're not even gonna feel like it. You've already done enough. You don't need this simulation. This was one of the key things that led to me finally quitting video games. The few days. I mean, all you need is a few days, and this is a point I'm going to get to later, but I just went a few days, I actually got things done in those days. I didn't have time to play video games, and then eventually, over time, I stopped caring. Now, for the last part, which I'll cover now, this is an important fact. It's something you really need to get through. This is something I talked about a lot. There's no pain in quitting video games. There's only things to gain. Much like other vices, people put off quitting because they believe, I actually like video games. I really want to play video games. I mean, if I stop playing video games, I'm actually going to lose something I enjoy. I don't really want to do that. Like, it will take willpower to stop. And this is the point I made to you about social media, ography, the first part, video games. There's no pain in quitting these things. You just think there will be. The truth is, you don't really enjoy these things as much as you think you do. You're just addicted to the cycle, the fix. Not really the thing itself. You don't really care about the thing itself. Now, if you were stranded on an island and you had no video games, it's kind of like, I'll, I'll, I'll make an analogy I think we can all understand. If you're one of the people who are, really like, I gotta watch, explicit content, you really crave it. If you went on a family vacation for a day, let's say, and I know you've all had situations, including myself, like this. You go on that vacation, or you go do this family event, and you go to bed without even having a single urge. So it's not like crack, in the sense that as soon as the second you're off it, it's like, oh my god, I need. It's smoke and mirrors. It's not real, because if you were actually doing other things that you enjoy and actually doing important things, you realize you don't even enjoy it. You don't even really like it that much. You don't really care. You just do it when you're bored. You do it when you need, to get out of the actual reality of the world. You need to go into your fake little reality. I, again, like I said, when I quit, I didn't even realize. I was just doing busy things, and I was like, well, video games, I don't have time right now, don't have time. Then over a few days, you just don't feel like playing video games anymore. I didn't feel like playing. I forgot video games even existed, and when I remembered, I was like, well, I should probably delete them off my PC. Deleted them all, and I don't regret it one bit. It was a truly liberating experience. This goes for all vices, okay? Whether it be video games, explicit content, social media, this, that, and the third. When you kick it, when you stop doing it, you feel a lot more free. You're not held by these things. And this is really what's holding a lot of people back. They're held by all of these vices. I'm here to tell you that you can get rid of them, and there's no pain in getting rid of them. There's only things to gain. If you're like 99% of the population with multiple different vices, all this degenerate stuff, understand that being freed from it is one of the greatest feelings you can experience. If you haven't felt it, I really do feel sorry for you. And if you know me, you know that's not something I say very often. I encourage you to move towards quitting this vice and quitting each other one you have, one by one. If you start now, you'll thank yourself so much later.